How you like them fucking apples, America?
Well, hello there, partner. Go on and hang up your hat, grab yourself a whiskey, and pull up in the easy chair. We're coming off the range of 9 to 5s with a whole herd of news stories that we've been steaming over like a cow patty in the Texas heat. As they say, the chickens are finally coming home to roost. And we're here to ruffle some feathers and ensure accountability ain't just a concept, it's reality. It's that time where the day's drama casts its longest shadow. So let's light a candle to the chaos of current events, the whirlwind of politics, and the tangled webs of corruption that we find ourselves entwined by. It's time to ramble our way into the twilight. Welcome to Sunset Rants.
Hey everybody, welcome back to Sunset Rants. I'm your host, Biddy. I'm here with my co-host and actual producer, Brian. What's up?
You can't tell people that.
You can't hide anymore from us. We know. We all know.
Hey everybody, welcome to Sunset Rants. We're going to try to bring you some stories. Yeah, you probably already heard of some of this, but we're going to throw in something that you probably haven't heard of yet, and we'll highlight that for you and play a little caption this. I got a really kind of spooky photo for you. It's after Halloween season, but I don't care. It'll work. So, yeah.
And happy birthday to our United States Marine Corps, as you saw in our cold open. Man, that just gives me the chills. That gets me all fired up. I can imagine what it does for you Marines out there. Of course, they were founded November 10th, 1775. It was established by the Second Continental Congress, Philadelphia, Pennsylvania. So through a resolution calling for the creation of 2 battalions of Marines to serve as landing forces for the Continental Navy during the American Revolutionary War. And the first recruiting headquarters was set up in Tun Tavern in Philadelphia, which is often celebrated as the birthplace of the Marine Corps. So happy birthday to you guys, to you Marines out there. Thank you so much for protecting this country. And I would say, Rob, but I haven't earned it, so I'll let you guys say that in the background.
The rest of us veterans, we'll be quiet tonight. Jarheads, have your day. The rest of us veterans will show up about these tomorrow.
You gotta let them have their day. That's just kind of like my husband's birthday and our wedding anniversary. I let him have his birthday. We don't talk about the anniversary until the very next day, and then it's both of us together. You gotta have the split. You gotta honor one and then the other. But yeah, so happy birthday to you guys, and God bless you all. Thank you so much.
No, sincerely, happy birthday, United States Marine Corps, and from a broke down old retired soldier, Army guy. Semper Fi. Nobody else does what you guys do, and I'm damn glad you're on the team.
Amen. Well said. All right, so how about we get to some stories? We got a bunch to cover. Of course, the one that's on everybody's lips and has been for the past 42 days now. 41.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
The bad news is it's not actually open yet. The good news is the very biggest hurdle to getting it open back up has been overcome.
Right. And as Fox News is calling it, there's a Democrat civil war. I don't know about that, but whatever. I think a lot of the stuff that goes on in Congress is a big show. But
everything I'm seeing on Twitter, all the right people are mad at the Democrats for quote unquote caving in. So take from that what you will.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, it's crazy. It kind of forces them to reveal who they truly are. So from Fox News, Senate vote to end government shutdown ignites Democrat civil war. The 8 critical votes that advanced the short-term spending package on Sunday evening and put the government on the path to reopening also tore the seams of Democratic Party unity, bringing scrutiny to its shutdown strategy and leadership. Shutdown strategy. Isn't that wonderful? People out there not getting paid and yeah, leverage. We know
Right. Yeah.
Democrats. We got it. One of the 8 said that the plan Democrats had rallied around at its outset had crumbled. Here's a quote here. After 6 weeks, going on 7 weeks, that path wasn't working, Senator Angus King of Maine said. It wasn't going to happen. The question was, does the shutdown further the goal of achieving some needed support for the extension of tax credits? Our government was that it will not produce that result. Our judgment, excuse me, was that it will not produce that result. The evidence for that is almost 7 weeks of fruitless attempts to make that happen. Would it change in a week or another week or after Thanksgiving? There's no evidence that it would. And that's a very reasonable approach to this whole mess. And that's pretty much what they should have been saying from the get-go. Like, you're over here playing chicken, you're playing these games, but there's American people that you guys always love to talk about and say they're the ones that are actually hurting because you guys are getting your paychecks. To other Democrats, it's the party's top figures who led a losing effort. Senator Schumer is no longer effective and should be replaced. If you can't lead the fight to stop healthcare premiums from skyrocketing for Americans, what will you fight for? That was Representative Ro Khanna of California. He said in a post on social media on yesterday. The government first plunged into a shutdown 40 days ago on October 1st when Democrats rejected a short-term spending bill advanced by Republicans in the House meant to keep the government afloat until November 21st. Democrats had demanded that lawmakers first consider expiring COVID-era Obamacare subsidies set to phase out at the end of the year. Republicans, who saw spending and the tax credits as completely unrelated, refused to negotiate on the tax credits during the shutdown. Ultimately, Republicans avoided any substantive concessions on the Obamacare credits. I know that, okay, so you have that. So there's a couple of parts where it's like the federal employees that have been furloughed. There's their part that's been kind of negotiated in to where they'll be reinstated with some back pay. What it doesn't include is an extension of the Affordable Care Act tax credits. That's what we just said there. So it's just like a lot of back and forth. They're still talking right now. There's, if you go on the whitehouse.gov website, you can actually Google it. It's the government shutdown clock. It's still ticking. So, as we told you, the government is still shut down, but we did kind of push some path forward. But something interesting to note that there were some members of the Senate that were taking paychecks during the shutdown, but most are. But there were a lot of them that were trying to kind of go in solidarity and not take paychecks during the shutdown. So there was 55 of 100 U.S. senators are either not taking their paychecks during the shutdown or donating their salaries in solidarity with federal workers who have been furloughed and working without pay. Includes about 26 Republicans, 28 Democrats, and 1 independent. And those offices have not responded to that. So there are, that is pretty noble, I gotta say. Like, if the Democrats were really trying to show that they were doing something different, they really cared about the American people, they should have all been in lockstep on that and said, none of us will take a paycheck until this is all solved. But at least some of them did. Republican Senator Katie Britt of Alabama, for instance, she wrote on X at the beginning of October that she was having her pay withheld. Democratic Senator Tim Kaine of Virginia, he's also not taking pay. So, there's a bunch of them out there. And I'm going to give credit where credit's due. I mean, whether you want to say it's, just kind of like showing face or, trying to make whatever.
To be on senators, always their personal pay is almost, doesn't make
70, yeah.
Honestly, it's a virtue. That's my whatever.
We right. I didn't expect to see that salary during the shutdown. John Kennedy paid during the government shutdown. Some act that it's the people that are living, because people are covered from haven't things from binary economics and having paychecks weren't a work. They lost their job. Certain them a while to get back on their feet. Refugees, asylees, people that came over the border illegally and things like that, and just said, like, I'm like, you can't just, that's in those words, American people, they we talk and stuff like that these people in the mainstream have. They a lot of people there and all these other people go in and they hear that people talk and they think that that's the truth. But yeah, instead of Democrat Civil War, I'm calling it the Fetterman frack. Rick
You can always count on Aaron for a take like that.
Right. Schumer said every day gets better for us. He was only talking about his friends in Big Pharma. Yeah. That's another thing I just saw too. Yeah, go ahead.
Just looking at the chat, I don't know why we're choppy. Apparently, the studio is showing that, yeah, we do have a little bit of loss. So I apologize for that, but I really can't do anything about it. So it is what it is.
I'm sorry about that, you guys. Hopefully it fixes up. But yeah, I just saw something from President Trump, and he was talking about, he said that he's working to circumvent insurance companies, which are attempting to massively increase premiums and give healthcare money to people instead. As Nick Sorter said, Democrats will now be forced to defend insurance companies. Checkmate. So that'll be interesting. Especially so many people out there who, if they hear that they'll be getting some money and they can see that the Democrats are fighting to have that not happen and go to the insurance companies, I'd like to hear how they would actually defend that. I mean, I'm sure they'll have the media, their right arm defending it too, but we'll see. We'll see how it goes.
I think I know what you're thinking.
What?
Time to bring up the next segment.
Yes.
Oh, you want me to read it?
Oh, sure.
Oh, okay. Here we go. This comes at you from NBC News, National Broadcasting Commune. Anyway, Arctic blast bring frigid temps to most of the U.S. Yes, I'm living at that right now. Let's see. What's my 28 degrees outside where I live.
Oh, my gosh.
Yeah. The wind kicked up a little bit today. Yeah, it's not fun. Let's see here. I'll scroll on down and read this. Arctic blast is expected to bring icy conditions 2/3 of the nation from Monday and bring record cold to the south. We've got our resident Floridians complaining about 45-degree temperatures. It's terrible. Anyway, the cold air broke off.
Buttercup.
Oh Lord, that's going to trigger some folks. The cold air broke out from a polar vortex above Canada, sending cold air south. New York Governor Kathy Hochul urged people to use caution and prepare for the first winter storm of the 25-26 season. Guys, this is going to happen more. It's water is wet kind of story, but anyway. This is mainly an opportunity for me to complain about it. More than 84 million people are at risk or under advisories, watches, and warnings on freezing conditions. Winter weather and snow in cities such as Dallas, Oklahoma City, Little Rock, Arkansas, New Orleans, Jacksonville, Florida. Why did they? Okay, I'm about to go off on a tangent on writing, but everybody knows Little Rock is in Arkansas. What the fuck? New Orleans, Jacksonville, Florida. Everybody knows Jacksonville's in Florida, Atlanta, and North Carolina cities, Charlotte and Raleigh, and New York. Yes, Biddy, we are suffering from the same Arctic weather. I feel like it's kind of it bonds us somehow.
Yeah. I'm freezing right now. I'm trying so hard not to turn on my heat. Like so hard. I made chicken pot pie this weekend, so we have that to warm. I
I
got
saw
some
when you
hot
posted that
cocoa.
on X. That looked yummy. Yeah.
Thank you. Yeah, I found some. I went on TikTok. I know you guys like whatever with TikTok, but I went on there and I seen some grandma from the deep south, and she's like, "Come on in here, honey. We're gonna make chicken pot pie." And I'm like, "Yes, ma'am." I was like, "Give me that recipe," and I followed it. It was delicious. Yeah, it came out really good. So I got that, and I'm like doing stuff like that, hot cocoa and things like that. I keep reheating my coffee. But yeah, it's like 35 degrees now, which is not really that cold for New York. I mean, we've seen worse, but it just feels like really cold. Like you could feel it in your bones. So just try to keep yourselves warm as much as you can. You want to put your heat on, but make sure your feet are covered. You know, your neck is covered when you go outside and stuff like that, because that can hit you, because it was just hot and then now it's freezing. So when you get that change of weather, you get sick.
Yeah, I think that's the main thing that's bothering me. That just the rapid freaking temperature change, and
Mm-hmm.
I'm getting older. I'm not built for the cold anymore. I used to be a lot hardier than this, but no, I don't like it. I don't like it at all. I want to be warm and cozy.
Mm-hmm. I remember I used to be friends with this kid in high school, and there would be snow on the ground. It was freezing outside, and he would be wearing a t-shirt. You all right? Arms up. Oh, okay. He would be wearing a t-shirt and shorts, and we'd all be walking to school, and his skin would be red like a tomato. And we're like, "You're not cold," and we're like wearing like these big North Face jackets and fur boots and all this stuff, and he's over here with the t-shirt and shorts on. I wonder if he's still doing those things, or if it's just like a young thing. But I remember being way better at the cold back then. I was like totally fine hanging out. Now I'm starting to become like an old lady. I'm like ready to throw this blanket over my shoulders right now. But yeah, so hopefully you guys stay warm out there. Hey, AK. Oh, Erin said it fixed. Okay, good. All right. Are you ready for the next article? Oh, you're off, darling. You gotta turn your mic back on.
Oh shit! Yeah, I was having a little cough and I turned my mic off. So
I know.
sorry.
I felt bad talking. I'm like, what if he's like choking and choking? I'm just like going on with the show.
Let me get everything set up to bring up the next segment. Yeah, I'm showing off how my amateur producing skills here.
Take your time. Hardy says 75 here. Whatever, Hardy.
Shut up, Hardy. I don't want to freaking hear it.
I thought we were friends.
I'm trying not to be a total potty mouth tonight, guys. No, I'm making an effort. I know I'm kind of bad at that when I'm on camera. Go ahead and take this one if you wouldn't mind.
Sure, not at all. All right,
Because
from The Guardian. This is a really interesting story, and they're still developing. So 8 people die and several injured after a car exploded in Delhi. So a car explosion outside the historic Red Fort Monument in Delhi has killed at least 8 people and started a fire in the surrounding area, according to police. The cause of the explosion, which took place just before 7 p.m. local time on Monday night, is being investigated. The registered owner of the car has reportedly been detained for questioning. The fire service said that the blast injured 19 people who are being treated at the government hospital. Large train stations across India, the financial capital Mumbai, and the state of Uttar Pradesh, which borders Delhi, were all put on high alert, authorities said. Police said a slow moving car had stopped at a red light just outside the Red Fort metro station before the blast. An explosion happened in that vehicle, and due to the explosion, nearby vehicles were also damaged. That was the Delhi Police Commissioner Satish Gulcha. Dozens of fire engines and ambulances rushed to the scene after the blast. Footage on Indian TV news channels showed the chaos of the aftermath, including a car with its doors blasted off, mangled bodies, and people screaming in panic. More than a dozen other cars, rickshaws, and motorcycles were blackened and burned in the fire caused by the explosion. Om Prakash Gupta, a witness who lives close to the scene, said he was at home when he heard a loud explosion. He said, I rushed out with my children, saw several vehicles on fire, body parts all over. My goodness gracious. He said he saw one body on the windscreen of a car. A cab driver who gave his name as just Shahrukh said he heard a loud explosion. He said, I came out of the car, started running along with others on the road. Another witness told NDTV the force of the blast had sent shockwaves through nearby buildings. He said one person's body was torn to pieces. I saw a hand on the road. It was a very strong explosion. Gulcha confirmed at least 8 people had been killed, 20 injured. The situation is being monitored. He said, we are investigating the incident and will update you shortly. India's Home Affairs Minister Amit Shah said it was difficult to say what caused the accident until the samples recovered from the blast site are analyzed. As he traveled to the explosion site, Shah added, we do not consider any angle closed. We will investigate all angles with determination. In a post on X, the Prime Minister, Narendra Modi, said he was reviewing the situation with Shah. Of course, he gave condolences to all those have lost their loved ones in the blast in Delhi earlier this evening. May the injured recover at the earliest. Those affected are being assisted by authorities. And the Red Fort, also known as La Quilla, is located in the heavily congested Old Delhi area of India's capital, which is usually heaving with people. Food stalls, vehicles, is popular tourist destination. A vast 17th century Mughal palace, the fort is one of India's most significant monuments. So I'm sure they're probably looking into this to see if it was a targeted attack. I mean, I don't really know.
I mean, it's one of those kind of deals. Early reports,
Mhm.
a lot of things, information isn't always accurate. But when,
Mhm.
again, you got a popular tourist spot, you have an incident, this happens, there's multiple fatalities. You have to consider the terrorism angle. You have to as a motive.
And
It's
how big
just,
the explosion was, I'm sure
yeah,
they're probably wondering if it was
yeah,
just the car or if there was something else inside of it. So
right.
yeah, so I'm sure they're going to be looking into that. Um, just seeing what caused all this, as well as trying to take care of everybody who was harmed, and all the damage that was done in this area. So that's really scary, I'm sure. But yeah, shout out to New Delhi and everybody there, sending condolences to them. That's terrible. Just so graphic. The article too is terrible.
Yeah, it's one of those things that it's like, I don't think it's going to get much press anywhere else, but I mean, honestly, maybe I'm going to do a little trauma dumping here. Here's my challenge as a producer. We have this format, which honestly I pretty much created, and we have this international news segment every night, and I get tired of doing Gaza updates. I get tired of doing Ukraine updates.
Mhm.
So when I run across something like this, I'm like, you know what? Nobody else is going to talk about this, so we will. You know,
And a lot of these things are just as important, even if it's not here. It's just kind of good to see how things are moving, and if you can kind of correlate to whatever else is going on in that area, and it's just kind of good to keep abreast of what's going on. And like you said, we've covered ad nauseum Gaza and Ukraine and all this other stuff, and at this point, it's just kind of like a back and forth. It's just a repeat of everything that's been going on. Of course, if there's something substantial, something huge to report, we'll bring it to you. But yeah, it's good to just check out and see what's going on around the world.
it's kind of like the whole, the what is it, the Thailand Cambodia thing that's been going on. Like nobody else talked about it until Trump intervened and you kind of helped them along to get a settlement.
Mm-hmm.
And then, but the thing is, we talked about it before that happened, if you remember. So I like to keep my eye on shit that's off the beaten path, if you know what I mean.
Yeah, no, absolutely. I agree. All right. Should we do a little highlight and head over to the sports world?
I don't know if it's a highlight or not, but anyway.
Well, as a New Yorker and a suffering Giants fan, it's
I know. And honestly, Biddy, you're going to do double duty because you're going to do 2 in a row on this one.
yes. Well,
So,
I already, because if you guys didn't know, my husband is actually, on the Roma Sports show, which is on a new night, Thursday nights at 10:30 p.m. Eastern with AK and Navasa. So, when he saw me looking at the article and writing down some stats, he's like, "What are you doing?" And he's like, no, you got to say it. And I'm like, listen, I'm not going to remember all of that stuff. I'm just going to read the article. I can't talk like you guys do. If you want the ins and outs of it, definitely show up for that show because they're going to talk about that, I'm sure, and a whole bunch of other great stuff coming out of sports. So if you want like the real deal Holyfield, you go to that show. But just for tonight, coming to you from ESPN, Giants fire coach Brian Daboll. Joe Schoen remains as general manager. The New York Giants fired coach Brian Daboll today after the team blew another double-digit lead Sunday in Chicago. There's a quote here: "The past few seasons have been nothing short of disappointing. We have not met our expectations for this franchise." That was Giants co-owners John Mara and Steve Tisch. They said in a joint statement, they said, "We understand the frustrations of our fans. We'll work to deliver a significantly improved product." Assistant head coach and offensive coordinator Mike Kafka, who worked under Daboll, will serve as the Giants' interim coach. Kafka was a finalist for multiple head coaching jobs over the past 2 years. So, he has qualified. Joe Schoen will remain the team's general manager and lead the search for the next head coach. We feel like Joe has assembled a good young nucleus of talent, and we look forward to its development. That was from the owner, Mara. Unfortunately, the results over the past 3 years have not been what any of us want. We take full responsibility for those results and look forward to the kind of success our fans expect. Tish also added, "These are difficult decisions. John and I do not take them lightly. We feel like this is the right thing to do at this time." Yeah. So the Giants, who are currently 2-8, have won just 2 of their first 10 games for the third straight year. They are 11-33 since the start of 2023 season. Daboll was asked Sunday whether he was worried about his job given the team's record. And a lot of the press conferences after the games and, things before the games and whatnot, you can kind of see it all over his face, especially when our quarterback Dart was one of the, I think it was, if I'm not mistaken, I forgot what game it was. I think it might have been against the Eagles, but I can't remember now, where he was taken into the blue tent because they were worried that he possibly concussed, and you could see Dable was just like losing his mind. I think he actually got like $100,000 fine for screaming at the doctor and trying to go into the tent. So, a lot of fans kind of had the feeling that Dable was more worried about his job and less worried about coaching the team. I mean, to his kind of like, I don't know, what do you say? Just kind of like giving him a little push here. He did lose Scadaboo recently. He was our star running back, the one that everyone was talking about. We lost him for the whole season.
I remember watching that clip on X, and that was gnarly. And that kid was really key to the Giants' offense. Mm-hmm. I'm only a casual football fan, but yeah.
Yeah, we lost Malik Neighbors early on in the season. That was huge. He was, one of our new receivers that we were like really excited about. I mean, Dart has been doing his thing, so he's been putting up some crazy numbers. So I'm sure there's going to be a lot of coaches that are going to be, chopping at the bit to coach this kid, because everybody's looking at him as like, people think that he might be rookie of the year or some kind of status. So I would think anybody out there who wants the job would of being a head coach would be throwing their hat in the ring just off of him. But there's been a problem for a while, and again, just bear with me because I'm not a sports aficionado. I just know a little bit, but I know that there's just kind of like the way you could see how they don't protect the quarterback. They've been a lot of like rushing plays from the quarterback and everything, and that can get the quarterback hurt. A lot of times we're screaming and yelling like protect the quarterback.
You don't really, at the NFL level, you really don't want your quarterback to be, you really don't want to have to rely on him to gain rushing yards. Okay. Yeah. That's generally not a good idea. Mm-hmm. Honestly, you want the guy like Tom Brady or Drew Brees that can stand back there in the pocket, mm-hmm. look down the field and pass and get the ball out of his hands in a big, fast hurry.
Right.
And to get there's all kinds of strategery here, but to do that you got to have an offensive line that can keep that pocket for him in order to do that. So
exactly,
yeah,
you got to have like those strong guys there, but you also have to have the right plays, and I think that they so just to kind of like support what I'm saying here is I wrote 7 rushing touchdowns. This is Dart this year. Coincidentally, he tied with our former quarterback, Daniel Jones, for the most a quarterback has done rushing touchdowns for the Giants in a single season. So you can just see, and everybody was giving hell to Daniel Jones that, he wasn't doing the right thing. Now he's on the Indianapolis Colts and he's a star. I mean, they're just like, they're winning and winning and winning. So it just, I don't know if that had anything to do with the decision, because there was like a lot more going on behind the scenes. There's a lot of stuff that was happening with Dable that probably we didn't see and we speculated. He's kind of like a hothead. But seeing Barkley go, our former running back, go to the Eagles and then doing so great there, and then seeing our former quarterback struggling here and then going to Indianapolis Colts and now they're winning and winning and winning, and then we have this moment at one point where all Giants fans were out there and so excited about Scadaboo and Dart and like, all these players and doing so great. And then just like one by one, you see them getting hurt and you're just like, all right, let's not have this again where we lose, where we have like these great prospects and then all of a sudden they just drop like flies, and getting injured from like bonehead plays that are being called. So everybody saw it coming. I mean, and like they said, another double-digit loss, and they keep like putting up points early in the game, and then just choking by the fourth quarter, and like losing so many points just like last minute. Well,
I remember it was a couple of weeks ago when they were playing Denver, mm-hmm. and they did nothing for 3 quarters, and then all of a sudden in the fourth quarter came back and won the damn game.
Mm-hmm.
I was actually impressed by that.
Yeah.
But then
It's like
I was also
equally
asking
impressed and
myself,
like, yeah.
then I was also asking myself, you had 3 other quarters you could have scored in too. Why'd
Mhm.
you wait till the last quarter?
Yeah. Also, we had issue with our kicker too. Our kicker, was
Yeah.
really bad, and that's why he was let go.
Yeah.
But it's just kind of like we never have all the pieces all together at the same time.
Yeah.
It just really, really sucks. At least we're not Jet fans. Sorry if you're Jet fans out there, because they hurt a lot more than we do. But it's just like same old, and I don't know if getting rid of Dable is going to make a huge impact on the way that they play. I don't know if it is only Dable that's the issue. We got rid of Wink, who was the defensive coordinator. We thought he was going to be great, and then that wasn't working. So I don't know. It might be further up in the office issue. I don't know. We'll see.
Yeah, the fact that the GM's still there after they've gone through a defensive coordinator and a head coach.
Exactly.
You got to worry about front office issues at that point.
Right. But, what's the common denominator? Yeah.
Yeah, I don't claim, but then I also do not claim to be a sports ball expert by any means. So,
no.
Yeah.
No, me neither.
We'll leave that to guys like AK and Garg and Nevesa. So
yeah, but our interim coach, who was the offensive coordinator under Dable, he went to Northwestern to begin his coaching career as an offensive grad assistant, and after 1 year, Coach Reed from Kansas City Chiefs brought him in as the offensive quality control coach. And he kind of worked his way up the ladder for there, serving as a quarterback coach for 3 seasons. So, we'll see. We'll see how he does. I don't know if, they're talking about him a little bit. I don't know if they would offer him the head coach position or if they're going to be looking elsewhere and then just keep him on the team. But we shall see.
All right. We got one last segment to get to before we get to the fun part. Caption this.
Yes.
So, again, I have found for the Something Different segment, I found a story from your hometown newspaper. And it's, this is, hey, this is kind of a white pill. So go ahead, take it away.
All right. From the New York Post, country star Drew Baldridge praises men who pin down a customer abusing female staffer at McDonald's overseas. So a U.S. country music star shared footage of an ugly incident at Melbourne McDonald's in which a female staffer was allegedly abused and spat at. Drew Baldridge, who has been touring Australia with Jelly Roll, who's a singer, praised the actions of 2 men who stepped in and pinned the alleged assailant to the ground. There's a quote here, "Wrong country if you want to abuse women." That was one of the men can be heard saying in the footage. In a video posted to social media channels on Thursday, captioned "Never abuse women," Baldridge said it was so inspiring to watch these dudes stand up for this woman. Baldridge said he witnessed the man repeatedly hurl verbal abuse at the staffer. Said he probably said it like 5 times. "I was starting to get frustrated." This is, one of the guys that took him down. "I was like, bro, you need to calm down. You don't talk to women like that." At one point, the man appeared to spit at the young woman just because his order wasn't right. I don't know what it was. The 34-year-old said it was at a point other men in the restaurant came over and said, "Hey, bro, we don't talk to women like that." And before I know it, these dudes got this dude down on the ground, he said. The guys were holding him down, saying "wrong country to abuse women." Baldridge said he knew some would not agree with those methods, but believed you got to know when to fight. It was just so inspiring to watch these dudes stand up for women, he said. And I think our country needs more of that. I agree. And a lot of people are not going to talk about this. And you're going to see maybe like that's the wrong way to do it. You shouldn't fight. But sometimes you got to know when to fight. And it's unclear exactly when the incident unfolded, but Baldridge played 2 shows at Rod Laver Arena in Melbourne on October 28th and October 29th. So it might have been somewhere there. There have been rising complaints about safety in Victoria's capital in recent times, with federal opposition leader Susan Lee calling Melbourne Australia's crime capital last month. Data from Victoria's Crime Statistics Agency released in September showed 638,640 criminal offenses were recorded in the 12 months to end of June, 15.7%. The footage shared by Bulge has widely been shared online, drawing more than 100,000 views on multiple X accounts. People have also applauded the actions of the two men, with one fan writing on Instagram, "What you experienced then, mate, was real Australian men." Yeah, man.
You call that a knife? This is a knife.
Yeah. I mean, listen, I don't know. I don't know who's saying, like, don't resort to violence. Listen, if the guy's already being violent and he's allegedly, as they said, spit at the woman and he's getting kind of in her face, what are you going to wait for him to like throw a punch and really hurt this girl? Like,
Right.
Like, they told him like, stop. And he was probably extremely aggressive. And they said, you know what, that's it. We're going to take this guy down before this girl gets hurt. So yeah, I applaud them too. I think that's great. I mean, listen, I grew up in New York. I can take care of myself, but I love hearing stories like this where the guys step in and, they protect women. That's the way it should be, and that's why these globalists and all these jerks all around, try to weaken countries and make men feel guilty about being masculine. They want weak men so that way they can attack women and children. We need strong men. We need to support as many as we can that are doing the right thing. So, and on 250th day of birthday for the Marines, strong men. You know what I mean? Like, yes, I love the whole theme today, Brian.
Listen, I make fun of my Marine buddies, but God bless them. I'm glad the United States has a Marine Corps. I'm glad we have the Marine Corps that we have.
I'm glad they're on our side.
Yeah, absolutely. No better friend, no worse enemy. I think that's one of the mottos that they have.
Nice.
So, yeah. And it's true. It's honestly true.
Yeah. Oh, so is it that time?
I even got the bump teed up this time.
What?
Yeah, I'm up in my game trying to. Anyway, here we go.
It.
There you go. I know this is kind of a creepy image, a little late for Halloween, but here we go with Caption This, the segment where I throw up an AI generated image that. Oh, by the way, I need to change this thing. Scan the QR code I'm putting up in the corner there, and take you to the Rise of Middle America website. You can join the Discord, and then you could submit an image to our AI generated image channel, and then it might make Caption This, and then we're going to throw it up there, and we're going to invite people to throw captions on said image, and then eventually someday we'll put some of these on a t-shirt, and but also because I play a game in the background normally when I'm not on channel. If I generated the image, yes, I generated this image for y'all tonight. In your captions, the main mode of winning is people throw up the captions. We decide between one or two which should win. We throw up a poll winner wins. But also sometimes, especially when I generate one of these, if you get close to to the prompt that generated the image, that's like an instant win condition. So there is an instant win condition tonight. I doubt anyone will meet it. So anyway, let's go.
All right. You see.
Oh, damn, Rick, that is dark as fuck. Oh, let me bring up the side chat. Or let me bring up the chat. I've been on Discord way too much. Here we go. Rick says, Epstein's last two victims. That's an early favorite for me. It's dark, it's scary, it's creepy. And Rick, that might be the best thing you've ever come up with.
Yeah, it's dark for sure. I'm trying to see.
Really? That's the only submission so far? Where's everybody else at? Aaron. Damn. Where my people's at? Let's grumble.
I don't know. I can't come up with anything. I'm trying to think. Like, I have something, but I can't condense it. Where my people's at.
I mean, I want to say for the record, Rick's comment is really, really good. But I'd like to see a worthy competitor. I'd hate to win it. I'd hate to give Rick a win by default. Not that I'd hate to, but I mean, honestly, it's really good though. Yeah. Maybe I'm talking too much.
Maybe just give it like 5 minutes. If that's the only submission, then that'd be the winner.
All right. Well, let's see. Anything you want to go back and rehash tonight on the on what we covered for news? Anything you want to dive a little, rant a little bit more on while we keep the chat open for a little bit? Let me.
Well, the shutdown clock is still ticking. I keep
it really
refreshing
is. Yeah. It's not over yet. It's just the biggest hurdle has been passed. You never know. There might be some motherfucker out there still might throw a turd in the punch bowl and fuck it up. And yeah, I know I am cussing way too much.
I'm just like watching this AI video that Gunther posted, the one that I sent you, where Trump blows the spitball at Chuck Schumer's head.
I threw this back up to hopefully inspire some of the audience for some more captions.
And the Senate has successfully passed the 60-vote threshold for the second vote. That was about a couple hours ago.
Yeah.
I don't know.
Well, okay. What we got? Oh, we got a submission from Hardy. Bring that up.
Wait, I know that song. To midnight, out in the moonlight.
Walking that.
Mm-hmm. Who sings that? Because I'm trying to think. It's not Patsy Cline, right?
It is Patsy Cline.
Oh.
You are correct.
I love
Been
her
covered
voice.
multiple times, but I believe Patsy Cline first recorded.
Sophie was indecisive.
Oh, Aaron, that is dark.
Is it too dark to explain? Because I don't know what it means.
The movie Sophie's Choice.
Oh, Sophie. Oh, right.
Yeah.
Okay, got it.
Can't just bury your cat out here. What else we got? Why? Yeah, Hardy, Patsy Cline. Yep.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, so I'm going to propose a poll here. Throw a 1 in the chat if for Rick's comment. Let me scroll that back up. Where's it at? Epstein's last two victims. Throw 1 in chat for that. Throw a 2 in chat for Walking After Midnight for Hardy, which actually comes close to the instant win criteria, but not close enough. So,
Interesting.
mm-hmm. I am going to go ahead and give a God's honest vote for one because, I mean, honestly, I think Rick Tart, I'm proud of you, buddy. That was a good one.
Yeah. Uh,
Okay, Rick, when you vote for yourself, it doesn't count.
um, I guess I guess I'll go with Rick's also.
Congratulations, Rick. You have won tonight's caption. This was the caption Epstein's last victims.
Congratulations, Rick.
So good job, buddy. You knocked it out of the park on the first comment. That doesn't
Yeah.
happen too often. So, yeah.
Oh yeah. Yeah, congratulations. And thank you guys as always for joining us. As I always say, I appreciate all of us. We appreciate you guys so much. We love this community that's being built and it's just growing every day. So we appreciate you guys coming and hanging out with us. I hope you all had a fantastic Monday. We got through the dreaded Monday. It was so rough this morning, especially when it's like cold and you just want to
I
stay
hate
under the
cold.
covers. It's like, oh. But yeah, we got through it, and tomorrow's
The only
Tuesday, and
thing that
before
got
you know,
me
it'll
out
be
of bed
Wednesday.
this morning was my bladder.
Right. That's usually what does it. Yep. Same here. But yeah, so and of course, if you want to follow the show, you can follow it on X at @therealroma_AK. If you like to follow me on there, I'm Elizabeth213A. Brian's on there as well, Brian Tidwell1, or the Get Off Your Lawn guy. You can also go to that Q&R code that he had up there earlier, and or you can just go type in riseofmiddleamerica.com. That's the algorithm. Wait, what is the word? Now I lost it. Acronym.
Yeah.
Rise of Middle America, Roma.com. And you can see all our most recent posts, all of our shows that we do, links to socials, and of course the Discord. You can join and you can actually help. I think you mentioned it earlier. You can help caption this by submitting an AI generated image, and it might get chosen for one of the shows. So definitely join and do that. Hang out with us on there.
We have. I have definitely chosen, community submitted images for caption this, and I prefer to do it that way. Actually, so,
it's cool. We got a bunch from Rebel. I know she submitted a
Yeah.
lot. I know Erin has it in the past as well. So yeah, we get some good ones in there, and we'll see. We'll see. I don't know. If I had to predict when the government shutdown was going to stop, I would say Friday.
I'm saying Thursday.
You saying Thursday?
I think it'll be fully open by Thursday.
Okay.
Might be wrong.
We'll see.
If I am, Tay will make fun of me. So
I had it playing before, and it scares the heck out of you too, because it's so quiet and you're like sitting here doing other things, and all of a sudden it's like, the mic comes on and this lady starts, all right, Durbin, yay, no.
Yeah.
And I'm just like,
yeah,
so
watching C-SPAN's like watching paint dry sometimes. That's true.
really, I don't know. We'll see. I think they were always meant to open it and always meant to cave. They were just being, they just wanted to be able to say, oh, this is the longest shutdown.
It's even simpler than that. They were trying to push it past the off-year midterm election that happened last week. They got their wins. So, okay, the political theater did its job. It got us a few points here and there. So now we can go ahead and get on. The only problem is, now this is something they have in their back pocket. They can pull anytime they want to mess up the gums.
And that's why there needs to be legislation passed to say that, like, you know, if you're gonna play game, like they shouldn't be allowed to use the words leverage when talking about people's money and jobs and livelihood. Like, are you kidding me? Like, that should have pissed everybody off.
Yeah.
Anybody who, especially people who are Democrat supporters. I mean, the only ones that would be okay with that are the ones who are pushing to totally dismantle this country, like the radical leftists out there who are, you know, screaming and yelling in people's faces.
Look at what this shutdown has cost the Democrats. They have lost the support of the Teamsters Union.
Mm-hmm.
They have lost the support of the
Federal Workers Union.
The Federal Workers Union, the largest federal workers union.
Mm-hmm.
Man, when the Democrats lose those two groups, that is a significant portion of their base, and I really don't see any other way this could have ended. So
I think they're like retooling right now. I think they're going to shake off the old guard Dinkleberries, and they're going to bring in people like AOC and Mamdani, and I think that they're going to go full throttle into this radical, you know, Democrat Socialists of America. I think that that's their only play right now. These are the only supporters that they have, and then maybe the few ignorant. You know, I think they're just going to take their losses and just say, you know what, before the midterms, we're going to have a whole new Democrat Party that you guys are going to be able to try to vote for. And it's just crazy.
Well, I got the Mafucka lady queued up. Should I let her go?
Yes. Have a great night, you guys. See you mañana.
Bye, everybody.
So I got to thinking, there's MAHA, Make America Healthy Again. MAGA, Make America Great Again. But what we really need to do is make America follow the Constitution again. Motherfucker. That sounded better in my head.